Hello everybody and welcome back to OMB Reviews. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and today we'll be talking about The Batman. We'll be doing a box office update as we have the weekend actuals, and the film actually did a lot better than initially estimated, but the main focus of today is also going to be about AMC's boss, AMC CEO Aron, and just the sheer amount of hubris, of pride, and just how ridiculous this guy has really shown himself to be. Not only, of course, in making the decision, obviously probably at the very least being key in the decision to raise prices on people as they are just starting to go back to the theater on films like The Batman, which probably is part of the reason why the film was as successful as it was in North America. Of course, that's not the only reason why. A lot of people did go to see it, but when you do raise prices, the overall number, of course, does go a bit higher as well. But also to talk about just the way in which you're going about it, the way in which you're kind of, boasting about it, and just some of the comments in a more recent social media post really just, I think, rub not just me the wrong way, but I think are going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, and really just show kind of the epitome of elitism that this guy seems to be going for. But before going any further into this bit of news and story, please make sure that you smash that like button, light up that fire button if you're watching over on Odyssey, and also make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with that bell notification on. That way you know every time a video or live stream goes live on the channel. So as you all know, we talk about movie news, we talk about box office stuff, mostly box office stuff on the channel, and every now and then I'm able to actually go to see a movie and do some movie reviews as well. I hope to be doing some more movie reviews in the future, especially now that movies are starting to come back out again. And I think one of the things that could potentially hurt that movie return, or people returning to the theater, is going to be actions like AMC's boss here, Aron, because he has, for those that are not aware, been raising prices on films like The Batman, and his mindset is, it's just a test. We're trying out this new modeling. We're trying to maximize profits on newer releases while offering older films the same price. Now, I would be okay with this price system if the mindset was we're going to charge more for new films, but then we're also going to charge less for older films, meaning if you see a movie opening weekend, you'll pay a premium to see it opening weekend, but if you go to see it your second weekend, it'll drop off, third weekend, it'll drop off, and so on and so forth. But this is not really exactly what they have said that they're going to be doing, and this has not been the practice of AMC or really any movie theater chain in the past. What I do know is that when you compare the big three theater chains in the United States, AMC, Regal, and Cinemark, AMC has the highest of all the prices, then Regal, and then Cinemark. And Cinemark's prices, on average, are a good like $2 less than what you find from AMC. And so I know I mentioned this in a previous video, but when I was living in New York, one of the things that I recognized about the AMC 25, gigantic theater up there, by the way, is that it's right across the street from a Regal. And if I knew that, they're going to offer a similar theater-going experience, they're going to offer pretty much everything the same, but one ticket's going to be an extra $1 or $2 versus the other, I'm probably going to go to the theater that's going to cost a little bit less. So, because it's literally right across the street on 42nd Street. So I don't quite understand the mindset that he is trying to go here with by offering these tickets and really just, I think, not necessarily price gouging necessarily, but just as the theaters are starting to get life back in them, as movies like Spider-Man No Way Home and The Batman continue just to destroy pandemic narratives, etc., and start to, show that, no, it's the movies, stupid. It's the movies that people care about. It's the movies that are going to bring people back to the theater itself. It's the movies that have been keeping people from going back to the theater because the theaters have not been offering, or more specifically, the studios have not been offering movies that people really have any interest in going to see, as has been made very well aware by the fact that so many films, especially major MCU films from Disney with giant price tags on them, have not been able to recoup any of their investments. But raising prices in the midst of this return for a lot of people, some people haven't been to the theaters since The Batman or since Spider-Man No Way Home and then The Batman. So to raise prices on them when movie prices were already so high in the first place, and you already have to take into account the insane cost for popcorn and drinks, etc., it's not a very good... I know, River. It's insane. It's not a good look, to say the very least. But as it says here, following AMC CEO Aron's announcement about hiking ticket prices for Warner Bros. The Batman over the weekend and the Pix's $128+ million opening domestically, the circuit boss celebrated by posting a tweet of Robert Pattinson's Batman looking up at a dollar signal in the sky. Yes, he is flexing about making a lot of money. Some of you like mysterious tweets, looking for hidden meaning, even though no concealed thought was intended. Gee, I wonder how the hidden meaning people will interpret this picture, added Aron, in what could be perceived as a shout out to the Reddit meme stockholders who once sent the exhibitor's share price to $72.62 all-time high last year. Consider it an AMC Rorschach test. Aron continued, if you don't know what a Rorschach test is, Google it. It's that last line especially that just gets me when he, again, that sense of elitism. If you don't know what that is, you could just Google it, you idiot, you moron. Oh my goodness. Again, the ego here is just off the charts, and it just really rubs me the wrong way. And you all know I've been a defender of AMC for a while. I'm someone where I am an AMC stockholder as well. And I could say, Adam Aron, as a stockholder, this is not showing a lot of confidence and bringing me to a lot of confidence in the stock that I hold. In fact, the stock has been on a steady decline ever since the AMC stock situation. And again, it's to no surprise because that could only ever have lasted for so long. And I know as a fact that you and former partners of yours have actually been able to make quite a bit of money and to pay off quite a bit of debt because of that event. And so just to boast and flex about making a lot of money, not a very good look to say the least. So I'm going to call you out there, good sir. It says AMC grossed a third of the Batman's weekend ticket sales, which is typical for the circuit. Despite Aron's noise about raising the prices, which bristled a number of industry executives and content creators as moviegoing looks to rebound this year. AMC wasn't the first to do so on a specific film. Regal and Cinemark rose ticket prices, specifically on Spider-Man No Way Home, and also did for the Batman this weekend. Read our deep dive into there. And so this is not something where, AMC is new to the picture. So not only is Adam Aron kind of trying to make it seem like he is doing something revolutionary because other theater chains have actually already done it. But even when you compare what AMC has done to what Regal and Cinemark has done, and you compare the average ticket price for it, AMC arguably charges a lot more per ticket. So it's really, again, I think not a very good look when Regal and Cinemark are basically trying to catch up with you, and then you say, ooh, that's a good idea. We can make even more money and take advantage of people actually going to see films that are actually worth seeing for once by raising the ticket prices. It just drives me nuts. It says, which leads us to the point. If the circus raised tickets on the number one expected movie this past weekend, yes, they'll do so again down the road. Batman reps the second time in recent history that the pandemic challenged top exhibitors spiked ticket prices for a specific film. AMC's share price this morning at the time of publication was $16.36, down 1.4%. And trust me, as someone who's following this, it has been on a decline for a while. Every now and then it goes, 5% up, 10% up, but then it goes 5% down, 10% down, and let's just say it's not as good as it was a while back. And so I think that this is something where, again, Adam Aron, this is not the way you run a company. Basically trying to flex, saying, ooh, look, we made a lot of money. And by the way, if you don't know what a Rorschach test is, you better Google it, you idiot. It's just ridiculous. It really honestly is completely ridiculous. And I think that you have 2,000 retweets. That is definitely something that I think is, I bet there's a lot of interesting comments that have been made on that. But also speaking about the actual numbers themselves, Batman indeed has made up to $258 million worldwide. As you can see, the numbers have officially adjusted. And so the original 128.5 ended up actually being $134 million domestically, with the international being around $124 million. So the $258.2 million means that this film is off to an even stronger start than was once expected. And in this film, I would say, is definitely well on the way to being able to reach its break-even point. The big question, of course, will be how much money does it accrue over the course of this week? We'll be getting the Monday numbers a little bit later today, and so that'll kind of give us an indication of how well this film is doing in the week. Is the fact that some schools are off for spring break both this week, next week, is that going to be able to help the film? I think that it will, especially with the demographics that will be off from school, which will be the typical high school and college-age students that this film is naturally going to be able to attract. But there are a lot of other questions, like are comments like what we see from Aron of AMC going to maybe say to people who may have wanted to see a film a second time, who maybe only have an AMC near them, say, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to support AMC while they're doing this. I plan to see this film again, but you know what, I might wait until, it goes back down to regular ticket prices to kind of show to them, hey, yeah, I'm not okay with this, or yeah, I'm not really okay with this, especially because of your CEO flexing about it. Not to mention, of course, the fact that you have Catwoman herself blaming Christopher Nolan or calling Christopher Nolan an ist because of her not being cast. It's just to me insane to think that these are the stories that are going around, especially in the midst of such a successful opening weekend, because it's those kind of stories and it's that kind of just sheer hubris that is going to turn so many people away. So not only is AMC Theaters going to have an impact on this box office, but then you also have these comments being made as well. And let me see if I can find the article from Zoe Kravitz. It says here that the Batman actress Zoe Kravitz has accused Californians of racism, says she was rejected from Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises because of her skin color, which again, I would argue is just, come on, that's ridiculous. She says she would tell The Guardian, even though it's sometimes hard to see that in the moment, usually a few years ago, you're like, okay, this is why this didn't happen. Specifically, that she would reveal that she was rejected from a role of Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises, telling the British outlet, I don't know if it came directly from Nolan. I think it was probably a casting director of some kind or a casting director's assistant. Being a woman of color and being an actor and being told that at a time I wasn't able to read because of the color of my skin and the word urban being thrown around like that, that was what was really hard about that moment. So again, she is accusing that of happening. Whether or not that has happened or not, whether or not any of that is actually true, it's her word versus anyone else's at this point in time. But what we know about Hollywood and what we know about Hollywood elites is that they will do anything to try and bring this type of stuff to the light for their own attention and for their own benefit, and to kind of be like, feel bad for me. And when a character like hers is already in the film talking about white privilege, not a very good look to also have this happen in real life outside of the film, because it just kind of adds to that moment to say, yeah, you know what, that moment was a throwaway line for some people. For me, it took me out of the film. But for now, we look to this line and we say, okay, now that line has a little bit more significance, because now the question is, was that line originally written in the film, or was that something that you pushed to get added into the film? I think that speculation is worthy of talking about here, especially in light of these comments made by her. But with all that being said, do you think the Batman is going to see even more success, even in the wake of some of these controversies with Aron of AMC Theaters and, of course, the Zoe Kravitz situation? And also, how high do you think it's going to go? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like this video, smash that like button, light up that fire button on Odyssey. You're all amazing and beautiful people. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, God bless. And now for a huge shout out to all of my March Patreon Subscribe Star and Locals members. Starting off first with my Patreon members, animation commentator Brandon, let's go Brandon, Brian P., Christopher Bowman, Father Christopher Miller, hail to you, Father, Father Damian Cook, Fuzz Aldrin, Garrett Searles, Hannibal Grimm, Harold Francis, Hymir Ari Hymason, Inflamed Wood, Jacob Juice, Jeff Toon, Joe Horn, Jonathan Carney, Gomer Kyle 79, Laura, the Modern Major General Story, Mike Jackson, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mondo Spieler, Mr. Peabody, On to June, Orange Chat Reviews, Out of Step with Reality, Rosetta Allen, Stan Andrian, Miss Martin Muses, Theodore Bendon, Tina Bojan, and of course Tina B, the Empress of the Universe. Also, a shout out to my Subscribe Star members, starting off with Trent Johnson, Matt 317, UAB Mad Dog, Mike Jackson, Storm Tracker, The R, Nosferatu Gatsu, Stan 4, John B, Mr. Roy, Glinzer, J. Alex McCarthy Jr., Dean Heiss / the new number 2, J-Rod the Beer Guru, and ZK Man. And a final shout out to my Locals members, Kara Tharp, UAB Mad Dog, Mike Jackson, and Robert Barnes. Thank you all so very much for being supporters, monthly supporters of the channel. And if you want your name shouted out at the end of every single live stream and every single video, please check out the pinned, the very top link in the video description. It is noted as the Willow link there. It'll bring you to basically a link tree of all the different places that you can support on Patreon, Subscribe Star, or on Locals. And also there are other tiers that you can get access to as well, including an Army of Asgard level where you get not only the shout out, but you also get access to a giveaways channel that I have on my Discord, where you get offers of giveaways, or rather you get access to giveaways of 4K titles, Blu-rays, digital codes, all kinds of stuff, steelbooks, It's just, I'm giving away stuff all the time over there, and it's a lot of fun as well. So go check that out if you're interested. There's also the Keeper of the Bifrost level, which is the higher level up than that, and you get everything from the previous tiers. Plus, you get access to a once or twice a month podcast that I do with John the Flick Pick Flickinger, where you get to ask us Q&A, right? You get to ask us questions, any question that you like, movie or non-movie related. We will answer them once, maybe twice a month. We're trying to work on a second opportunity for us to have a show, but right now it's at least once a month. So again, you get access with that with the Keeper of the Bifrost level. And then there is the Chosen of Valhalla level, the very premium level, where you get access to all of those things. Plus, you get to be featured on the channel once a month with me and the other Chosen members, where we talk about movies and stuff, anything really that the Chosen want to talk about. And it's always a very fun discussion. We usually have about 3.5 hour discussion. So again, that's what you get access to at the Chosen of Valhalla level. Also, you get a free t-shirt during your first month. All you need to do is just let me know what t-shirt you want from the store, and also their size, location, etc. And I send those out anywhere in the world. Anyway, you guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Thank you all so very much again for your love and for your support. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, God bless.